So guys, let me talk about the truth about money that no one has ever told you. And this is something that is going to surprise you a big time. The first thing you should know is that money is a tool, not the goal. So you might be working so hard to earn money. You have your goals, you have things that you want to achieve, you want to build your wealth, you're working so hard to get that bag. And to an extent that everything that you do in your life revolves around getting that money. But don't ever forget that that money that you're chasing right now, that is only a tool, because trust me, if you're going to be putting all your effort in chasing that money and you don't have any other goal other than just chasing the money, the moment you attain that financial freedom that you want so bad, you attain that amount of wealth that you want, you're going to notice that something else is missing. Because you didn't have another goal that can actually connect you to the money that you're chasing. So if you're only just looking at the numbers, guys, I'm sorry to tell you that this is going to affect you a big time, because when you get that wealth, what next? So you have to only take money, as a tool, not a goal. Have a goal, that actually connects you with the money that you're trying to make. So if, for instance, if you're trying to chase the bag and you are doing that so that you attain financial freedom, then you have to also ascertain, you also have to have something else that is going to actually keep you on progressing even when the money is actually where you want it to be. So maybe it can be that you're chasing the money, then connect that money to your traveling, maybe connect that money to charity, maybe connect that money to something else. Money doesn't guarantee you 100% happiness, because everything else that you do after you get that money is actually another different story. So guys, money is a tool, not the goal. So having more money doesn't mean you're going to be happy. Having more money doesn't mean every of your problem is going to be solved. There are some other issues when it comes to health, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to family. Guys, there's other things that just money cannot fix. So money is just a tool, not the goal here. You are not taught how money works on purpose. Guys, just think about it. You are in college, maybe you are in high school. All those times, no one ever told you about credit card, about debts, about how everything else when it comes to money works. The system only rewards, the workers, not the investors. So you're actually wired in a way that you're supposed to be working hard, you're supposed to be studying so that you succeed in your studies, so that you get that job, corporate job somewhere that you wanted so bad. But they don't tell you about investing, they don't tell you about credit, they don't tell you about good and bad debts. Guys, you're not told that for a reason, because the moment when actually you realize that there's actually more to when it comes to money, it's going to open up your mind, and you're not going to settle for something less. You're going always to think of growing yourself, and you're going to be smart enough not to fall in a system that is going to exploit you. So you're not taught how the money works on purpose. They know that when you know how debts work, when you know how that interest work, when you know that investments work, you are going to be way smarter to work for anyone. You're going to be way smarter to waste your time on 40 or maybe more than 40 years working for someone. Yet you can actually put your time and work on your investment, work on your passive income, work on a scalable source of income. You are not told that on purpose. Guys, this is something that you should know. This is something that you should not, because to be honest, when I was in high school or college, I was never taught about this. No one told me about this, not even the teachers that I really looked up to, because they just want you to be in the system. And if you fall in the system, guys, that is a trap. You're going to be on that race, cat mouse race, that is going to actually prevent you from making big strides in your life when it comes to your financial goals. So you're not taught that on purpose. So it's time for you to wake up and start finding information, finding ways to learn more about money, so that you can actually improve yourself, so that you can keep on building your wealth, so that you can become somebody else, because we are doing everything that we can to attain that financial freedom. And no one is going to save you. it's up to you to change that. So another truth about money that no one has ever told you is that saving alone cannot make you wealthy. Guys, if you're the kind of person who have been just sitting down thinking that if I save more money, I can actually have enough money to buy that dream house, to buy that expensive car, to actually make myself richer, guys, you're lying to yourself. Saving alone will not cut it, guys. Let me tell you why. Because when you only think about saving and not investing, this is where the problem comes in. Because when you keep on saving, that money is going to increase, especially if there's some interest in the bank, in the saving accounts that you're pushing in your money. It's going to increase, but in a little bit. But if you're the kind of person who's always thinking of investing, thinking of coming up with more sources of income, this is what is going to make you rich, because you actually keep on multiplying your income every now and then. But if you only think of saving and you're not putting emphasis on actually investing in yourself, on actually opening businesses, on actually thinking of ways you can come up with scalable sources of income, guys, you're lying to yourself. Saving is not going to cut it. You should only use saving, if there's a short-term goal somewhere, you want to take yourself on that vacation, you want to buy that expensive supercar, you want to buy yourself a dream house somewhere. That is when you should actually put money into saving. But don't think that money you're saving is going to make you rich. No, that is a lie. So, and if you're lying to yourself, there's a saving, you have saving account somewhere, and the bankers told you that it's actually going to make you rich. I'm telling you, this is a lie. Think of investing, think of coming up with more sources of income, think of ways you can multiply, you can make that money work for you. Because putting that money in a savings account, year in, year comes, that money is actually, you're losing it because of inflation, guys. Inflation is actually affecting your money in your savings account. So it's always better to think of investing. If you're investing, that money keeps on multiplying each and every day. And this means this is a win for you. You're going to grow in a way that you won't even imagine. So saving alone will not cut it, guys. Think of investing and coming up with more sources of income. Another truth about money that no one has ever told you is that time is more valuable than money. Your time is really, 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 really valuable. Guys, I emphasize on that. Because just listen to me. If you're someone, that you can buy time and actually use that time for something else that is going to multiply your wealth, then that is what you should do. Because you can waste money and you can get it back. But if you waste your time, there is no way you're going to get it back. So for especially younger dudes like us, if you're actually in your 20s right now, you should think of using your time to work for you. Your time is your asset. Think of ways you can work on passive income, for a long-term goal, especially when it comes to content creating, when it comes to investing. Think of something, that you can actually put your time into, because in a few years from now, that is going to multiply and you're going to make more money than you imagine. So, guys, your time is really, really important. If you can buy your time, guys, you should do so. Especially if you have work that you can pay someone else to do it for you, then you should do that. Pay someone to actually do the little tasks that you have, because you can actually put that time on working on your side income streams. You can use that time to learn new skills. You can use that time to connect with your family and friends and build healthy relationships with other people. So time is really, really valuable than money. So guys, if you have a chance, to buy your time, then do that. And don't ever allow someone to waste your time, just because of a few dollars. Don't allow someone to actually ruin your entire schedule just because of a few dollars here and there. Guys, don't ever forget that your time is valuable. You can use that time to affect a really big time when it comes to your health, to your wealth, positively, to your relationships. But if you're someone who is going to be trading your time for the few dollars, guys, this is going to hurt you in the long run. So guys, there's something else I want to talk about, and it's about lifestyle creep. Guys, if no one has ever told you about this is something that is killing your wealth silently. So if you're the kind of person who is always think of upgrading the moment just your income increases a little bit, then you are in this stage, you are in this route. And I'm telling you guys, you have to change this, because it's going to hurt you in the long run. Because just think about it. If you're going to be actually upgrading your lifestyle, every moment your income increases, this means you won't be saving more. This means you won't be investing more. And this means you'll be chasing a lifestyle that is going to keep on taking so much money out of your account. And the goal here is not for you to actually spend more money. It's actually for you to use that money to work for you, to use that money to invest in yourself, to use that money to grow your wealth, and not the other way around. So if you're the kind of person who actually think of actually upgrading gadgets every single day, taking yourself in fancy experiences that you deep down you can't afford, you just have to ruin your budget so that you can actually make that thing happen. You're actually competing with other people, buying fancy cars, buying big houses that you actually don't need. Guys, this is something that is ruining you. This is something that is killing your wealth silently, because at the end of the day you're going to realize that you don't have enough savings, you don't have sinking funds, you don't have emergency funds. You're actually slow, you're actually dragging behind when it comes to progress, when it comes to hitting your financial goals and achieving your financial freedom. So guys, avoid lifestyle creep, avoid lifestyle inflation, because this is something that is going to affect you. You don't have to upgrade every single time your money increases. You don't have to do that. You don't have to compete with anyone. You don't have to look rich for anyone outside there. Guys, this is your lifestyle, and it's up to you to shape that. If you are going to fall in the trap of trying to compare yourself with the other people outside there, you're trying to look like some influencers out there, guys, this is going to cost you in the long term, and you're going to realize that you are actually super broke, and you actually don't make any progress when it comes to reaching your financial goals. So guys, I have another point I wanted to share with you guys when it comes to the truth about money that no one has ever told you. We have debts. I always say debts are your enemy. Debts are your enemy. Debts are going to slow you down. But there's actually good debts and bad debts. We have good debts. These are the assets, whereby you actually borrow some money somewhere so that you can actually expand your business. And when you expand your business, we know the end results of that. This means you get more money coming in. This means your wealth is growing, but you have to pay back the debts. And at the end of the day, when you have finished paying that debt, guys, you have a substantial business somewhere that's actually bringing you lots of cash. But we have bad debts. Bad debts, these are now the liabilities. These debts are actually don't actually bring money to you, but these debts actually keep on draining money. There's actually no return, like the credit card debts, like maybe debts because of your spending habits. Maybe you wanted to buy something that is super expensive that your budget couldn't afford it, and you decided, let me just put it on my credit card, or let me just take debts somewhere and actually take myself on a vacation. Guys, these are now the bad debts. If you're the kind of person who is actually reaching yourself in bad debts, actually this is going to cost you a long time, because these are liabilities. They only take money away from you, but there's nothing coming in. So guys, you have to avoid this kind of debts. So debts can either build you or they can break you completely, and these are the two kind of debts that I'm just talking about: good debts and bad debts. If you're actually going to get yourself in a debt, make sure it's a good debt. And if you have debts that are actually previously maybe university debts, school debts, that you actually haven't paid, then you have to sit down and start clearing these debts, because they are going to keep on increasing, and if they increase, it's going to be really tough on you to start clearing them out. So start paying these debts off, because these debts are actually slowing down your financial progress. Okay, another truth about money that no one has ever told you is that, guys, No one is going to save you. No one is going to come to save you and tell you, hey, you have to do this so that you keep on making more money. You have to invest your time in building your scalable sources of income, your passive income, work on your active income too. Guys, no one is going to do that for you. It's all up to you. You have to wake up and start learning, start investing in yourself, and start thinking of ways you can increase your income streams. Think of a way you can keep on growing your wealth, because no one is going to save you. It's all up to you. You have to put effort in. You have to invest your time in working on what you want to achieve when it comes to hitting your financial goals. So guys, all in all, financial freedom is the deal. So do everything you can, when it comes to building your wealth, and ensure that eventually the more money that you're going to make and the wealth you're going to bring in is actually going to help you achieve the kind of freedom that you want in your life. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. It's AJ. Welcome to AJ Growth. It's all about finance, self-development, personal growth, and so much more. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new. Like the video, share the video to other people who might be interested in developing themselves, building their wealth. And anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.